Hi everyone, this is Suzanne Wagner, and we are going to talk about the year of the water rabbit in 2023. Now, anybody who knows me knows that I have a tendency to move things in sort of a non-traditional, more intuitive side, so I do not pretend to be the expert on Chinese horoscopes and Chinese astrology. But what I have done is studied it a lot, quite a bit. But I find that adapting sometimes Eastern and Asian systems into a Western mindset is one of the things that I'm good at. So while I'm going to use the metaphors, obviously, of the water rabbit for sure, because that's where we always start with anything, I want us to look at it from the standpoint of how we can work with this in a modern mindset and in a Western culture perspective. Okay? So, water rabbits. What is rabbit? Rabbit is about fear in the Native American traditions. Rabbits, when they are scared, they either freeze or they run, which gives us kind of the way the tempo might move. Okay, so it's a year to pay attention to where are your fears. Are you aware of your fears? Are you aware of where you are frozen, locked up, unmoving, terrified to change? Or are you running away, running towards, running with, running against? Which way is your personal rabbit going to be running? So in 2023, fears surface and emotions seem to overflow with the shifts from climate change. While rabbit is an animal that wishes to point us towards a gentler perspective and one that cultivates more serenity and rest, it can also generate major mental and intellectual challenges. We see the emotions still boiling and roiling and rolling below the surfaces. Know that the faces that many are presenting to the world will seem strained and concerned. We are all trying very hard to keep things from boiling over, but this year of the water rabbit will require a great deal of tolerance, and that will seem lacking on almost all fronts. I find that Chinese astrology is a suggestion of an action to take. If that is the case, then we need more rest and a better balance internally to manifest what is needed externally. Some things will move with great speed, just like a rabbit, followed by intense moments that force us towards a personal evolution that will require some painful events in order for us to draw the line. Fear is the enemy. And this year, I'm afraid that we may see many dead rabbits. Now, look at that from a lot of levels of metaphor. Notice all of the Western metaphors that is kind of bringing us into awareness of. And notice the literal as well as the figurative. What I mean by this is that this world is not going to quickly stop those things that are so destructive to nature and to life itself. A lot of innocent rabbits will get in the way, and too many will suffer the consequences from those that want humanity off-center, unstable, and confused. Many will not know which way to run and instead run right into trouble because of overthinking things. Some of the humanity rabbits will freeze in fear and refuse to budge, thus becoming dinner for a predator looking for that exact response. It will seem as if there continues to be too many conflicting opinions, and misinformation will continue to defeat truth in favor of breeding, like rabbits, confusion to intentionally cause stagnation. The mental states of those in charge will be reckless and have no ability to reassess or to reassure those constituents that are holding fear. Overall, this year is unable to be fully satisfying. Dreams begin to feel delusional, and possibilities seem at best hypothetical. This year, the sensitivity is heightened and the danger with it. Intuition will seem dramatic and demanding. Lucidity will seem confused and murky. The doorway is through the spiritual, the mysterious, and the magical places that hold answers not bound by the rules of karma. 2023 will hold a lot of situational confrontations. Those with anxiety and melancholy will have to realize that they are being fed hypocrisy at every meal through the social media outlets. There will be rampant condescension targeting the weakest and those most vulnerable to mind control. Rather than the ever ready bunny, this is going to be the year of the mind controlled bunny. The chronic negativity has given birth to a psychologically vexed and anxious bunny that wants to escape this reality no matter what the cost. Those with the most fear will be the most willing to abandon their moral principles that were holding sanity in place. There is a wind of change trying to bring fresh air into a more diplomatic approach that will allow for better compromise. It will be interesting to see who will use it effectively this year. Climate change will make large populations suffer, and the irresponsible choices of leaders will cause their people to be at the whims of fate in unfair societies that do not have the concern of their people in the forefront. Certain markets will collapse, and things like Bitcoin will begin to have their global regulations imposed. Those that live on the fringes of the law will begin to squirm because justice systems are watching. Those justice systems are going to come down on those that want to profit on the backs of the poor, the weak, and the vulnerable. Overall, this year of the rabbit asks us to recognize the fear running around our world. It asks us to protect those that need the most help. Otherwise, systems will freeze, as the pressure put on a few will break them down, and we will find ourselves facing angry mobs. Cultivate a gentler spirit and attempt to be more helpful and fair. After all, there might be a lot of angry rabbits out there. Thanks, everyone.